Vending machines are ubiquitous around the globe, but Japan certainly takes things to the next level with the addition of bear meat. Yes, we're talking about those giant creatures that live in the woods. Even more fascinating is that it's already proving popular. So to find out what's going on, stick around as Jonas takes it on. With Western demographics embracing veganism at record levels, doubling in recent years, it can be easy to live in a bit of a bubble. But beneath the surface there are often quite stark cultural differences. Japan has always been a bit of an exception when it comes to developed countries, whether it's the eating of whale meat, horse meat, insects, fish prostate or ikizikuri, the serving of seafood that is still alive. Now, the success of a new vending machine serving bear meat has brought those cultural differences back to the forefront. Whilst the method of sale may be novel, the reality is that bear meat has long been consumed in Japan, particularly in the northern regions where it is sold in cans and even as an instant curry. Bears are killed by licensed hunters, with between 3,000 and 7,000 killed in the past 7 years. When the estimated bear population is around 15,000, that's a lot. Given the relatively large number of bears in Japan, encounters with them are not just limited to the dinner table. In 2020, there were 20,000 human encounters with bears, with 2 people killed and 158 injured. That is due in part to a shortage of food in their natural habitat, forcing them to wander further afield. But whilst bear meat may have seen a recent increase in interest, there are signs of cultural changes elsewhere in Japan. Whaling has long been a controversial topic, especially internationally, where Japan has been subject to a lot of criticism for its continued hunting of whales. It has long used claims of scientific research to justify killing them, only for the meat to end up being sold to the public. I mean, are scientists really discovering anything from the mass slaughter of whales? I know I certainly haven't heard of any major scientific breakthroughs that have come from this. What's worse is that whale meat often isn't actually whale meat. Evidence has found that Japanese consumers are often being served up dolphin or porpoise meat instead. Even whale meat that is supposedly legal often turns out to be from endangered species that were killed illegally. But now there are reports that Japan's whaling industry is on the brink of collapse as government subsidies have dried up and changing tastes mean that fewer people are buying it. And if government subsidies were to be phased out completely, there is little prospect of the whaling industry being able to continue to operate. After all, whale meat makes up just 0.1% of the country's total meat consumption, and the amount raised isn't enough to continue the supposed scientific research that fuels it. The reality is that cultural values are changing, as are consumer preferences. Whaling may have been important for previous generations, but it's irrelevant to younger ones. That is also true with bear meat. Whilst a bear meat vending machine may certainly be novel, there isn't the supply or the demand for it to ever take off. Ultimately, news stories like this serve to shine a light back on ourselves. Why is it acceptable for us to farm cows, pigs and chickens for food, yet other animals remain off the table? Much of that is due to how far removed we are from food production, as it's extremely rare for us to see animals being slaughtered before they end up in the aisles of your local supermarket. If you eat meat already, do you think it's acceptable to eat bear meat? If not, then what makes it different to other animals? And if it is acceptable, then are there any limits to what animals humans should be allowed to eat? For a lot of people, questions like these are ones we rarely ask of ourselves, and they can highlight some moral contradictions. Whatever your views, be sure to let me know your opinion in the comments below, and please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. That way you can stick around as Jonas takes it on.